So I started paint sketching this design based on that colour one that I started a few days ago. I wanted to do like a grey tone one, but like I'm just thinking about doing another one just for this video, but I just wanted to practice like the tones, the dark tones there, and then get the tones of the water. That's what I was really concerned about. Bits of detail there, which I was going to add like other colours to it, but I thought, no, I want to keep it like a grey tone piece. Maybe draw another idea that I've had on another piece of paper, so I'll do that. For now, I'm going to draw this in like little stages, and I'll probably miss bits along the way, but I'll just show you the progress as I'm going along. So the idea that I've had is similar to that other one, but I want maybe the head on this side, and then there's maybe just like one arm just like poking through, or one hand. Maybe try and just quickly sketch a couple of fingers there. And I want the zombie's head poking up. But this one I want maybe like gonna have half of its face poking out of the water. We have a couple of teeth showing there. That's about it. Because I really want to try and grey tone this and just do something different. Because I was sort of inspired by the other one I did. I achieved some quite good effects on that colour one, that swamp zombie, so I thought, what if I just do it all in grey tone, and a similar drawing might work out, I don't know. So I just sketch some of the water in there. Won't give him a nose this time, I'll give him like a rotten skull nose, and maybe more rotten lines and things. Maybe draw a lot of skin and flesh hanging off the side of the head. And the eyes are really sunken into these like skull, like socket things. Don't know. We'll just see. Right, I'm using a warm grey ink, which I've watered down with water, so you'll start to see a bit more clearly now of this sort of effect that I want to achieve. Just water that down a bit more, spread it out a bit. I'm going to try and get all the water added in first. Just want it to look real like fluid and, you know, like water. Maybe make that. Wanted it to be light grey for now, and then just try and darken it up a little bit later on. I want to get maybe a light grey looking hue for the skull, so get some grey and water it up. Maybe have that's okay. It's okay for that. Spread some of this out a bit more. So then I can still see some of the pencil lines underneath anyway. Some grey grey lines for the fingers, because it's like half of the hand showing up out of that water as well. So I'll go a bit darker now, try and get a bit more darkness just under here. That's not dark enough. I think I'll water it down. There, getting the darkness under there, a bit more under the eyes as well. Thin some of this out a bit. The lines are a bit harsh, I don't want some of them lines to be too harsh there. Blend them out a bit. Right. I'll just let that dry, and then I can go over and ink some of the pencil lines and try and bring that out a bit more. So I'll just try and ink a bit more of this now. One of the reasons why I do lay in a bit of colour or tone first beforehand now, before inking, is so I can just try and find a feel for the actual tone and things like that. And sometimes you create some I don't know, some little puddles of colour and stuff that you can use to draw around and things like that. You know, where I've created under the eyes there, I already know that they're going to be highly detailed, like, you know, underneath, so I can follow some of them lines. Yeah, so nothing much else to say about it. Just ink the drawing. Got the eyeballs in there. And I already know that these eyes are going to be like sunken in, like, you know, proper skull eyeballs. But it is like a zombie as well, so we want to try and keep that rotten feel to it. And that where I've like shaded a lot on there with the, you know, on the cheekbone of the thing, you know, the zombie, I want to maybe just darken that slightly, maybe that's more rotten, that part. We can just go in and add lots of details, because a lot under here is going to be all under the water anyway, so a lot of the areas that you'd expect under the eyes, the nose, under this head here will be darker anyway, so you've got to darken everything really just to make areas light again. So it's just trying to find that balance of what you want to do with the drawing. But I just want to grey tone everything even further than I've done now. This isn't the end for the grey tone. What I've got to do is just ink, make sense of this drawing, the hand, which just looks like three I don't know, eels. Like eels coming out of the water for now, but it's like fingers. So I'm gonna make sense of that. And like the nose socket there under the eyes, I can go in with more grey, darker tones and things later on. Yeah, just, you know, maybe create an edge there where it's darker there. And then just ink around it. Try and follow some of the colour that I've already drawn. Ignore that like bollock shape. Just you know, maybe do that and some of the lines going in there, because I can add more darker tones to the you know, this piece. So it's a progression really. Just gotta work on bits here and there. Yeah, these are the drawings that I like doing. These and them black and white ones are just really interesting for me to just work on my own, you know, stuff. Also, I've just ordered a couple of them comic books. You know, where they're like totally blank inside and you can draw your own sort of comic books. I've ordered 2 of them. I thought I don't know if they're DC ones or what. I think there was, but I don't know if it's branded on the outside properly. I didn't really check, to be honest. I just thought, oh, I'll just get a couple of them just to, you know, check and test. Maybe drawing your own little comic. Don't know. Just for an experiment, really. I like doing stuff like that. Like, I've got quite a few sketch covers to do and things like that. So that's what I want to do more of that. Oh, don't forget that side of the head, all the flesh and skin's just disappeared on that side of the head. Maybe some hairs which I forgot to add. Try and add them in. I've zoomed in slightly there. I just want to tackle these few fingers on this hand. Just try and get it looking right. Yes, I'm excited about Walking Dead. Will be back on telly soon, so I'll be looking forward to that. Watching it. It should be fun. I fucked up there a bit. Never mind. So yeah, we've got the hand is just covered in the water, which we can add more dark tone to that, you know, as I'm going along with the drawing. Add some quick sort of lines. Yeah, and I think I'll use a different ink pen, a thinner one, so that one's slightly thicker, that one, and then I can just mark out smaller lines and maybe finish off them teeth as well. But the few teeth that this zombie has, they're all cracked and shattered teeth. I'll just add the darker bits there. I want the eyes to be like grey tone as well. I just wanted to sort out the rest of it. Basic grey tones when you're first doing a drawing, it's just best to just lay down some tones just to try and find the, you know, the drawing, and then go into detail with the tones and things later on. once you've inked. But you could do it a different way to me, you know. I'm just trying different ways of creating drawings now, just to mix it up a little bit. It's, you know, I never used to paint sort of like real loosely and then ink over the top. I used to, you know, do that the other way around, ink everything and then colour over it, but it seems to work quite well this way, or any way really. You know, I may change things later on, and you know, I think it's part of being an artist, just working whichever way suits you best. There's going to be shadow under there. I'll probably add the different tones and stuff as I'm going along. Yes, I've got the hand. I'm not happy with the hand there, but it was only meant to be just like poking out the water anyway. It's mainly like the head focusing on it, but I needed that part of the hand in there as well, like it's you know, coming out of the water. Right, time to just go back and add some more grey tones. I don't think I showed you the ink that I'm using. I'm using the Diamond ink, the warm grey one, which looks sort of like a dark blue from the outside, but it's not. It's like a nice grey. So what I need to do is maybe add some darker areas. I need it to be a bit darker. What I could do is probably add some black ink if this isn't doing as I'd hoped, but I think it's gonna work quite well actually. I want some more under the eyes. That nose area needs to be darkened off as well. Thin off some lines here. I'll maybe add some more grey under there, just to add some, and I can layer over that later on. I think it's about adding texture as well, going with some of the lines that I've already inked. Trying to work out a bit of that. So that I'll just give like a little grey hue over the eyes, maybe over the teeth as well, so they're not completely white. Any of these darker bits just flick out to the ends. Then I'll just let that dry for a bit. Just add some smaller details now. And shadows just above the eyes there. I think I thinned it out a bit too thin. Oh well, never mind. Extra layers. Still want that nose area to be slightly darker. Just let some of that other grey tone dry. I think it may be a good idea to maybe try and ink in the thumb, which will probably come out somewhere here. I'll just ink over it because I can maybe add like some grey highlights or something and just try and make that look like it's part of the drawing slightly still. I need a thinner ink pen for some of the nail details there, but yeah, I think that thumb just adds a bit of depth to it. Just close it, it makes it look like a proper hand. It's not like reaching over the corner of, I don't know, the water. This is all water, so I want it to all be like thin grey in the background, like it's all disappearing, like misty in the background. But I can do that later. I just want to focus on this area now. So I think, oh, that's still a bit dry, still a bit wet, sorry. Still a bit dry, didn't make sense. Yeah. Yeah, so some of these, you can see these little details there. I'm just going to highlight them a bit more, just go around them, and there'll be more like flesh details and things like that, maybe like rips and things in the skin, and things like that. So it's just about going in and inking them, just trying to fill in areas. And some more on here as well, like rotten holes in the head and things. Cool details. And some more there. Maybe try and make more of that. That's like this layer of skin's just peeled off the side of this zombie's head, so just try and add more details in there, I suppose, and bits here and there. Maybe the odd little stray hair or something, and little details. Darker lines above the eyes because I want these eyes to stand out a bit more. So we'll give them darker lines just around them. Seems to work a bit better there. Awesome. And also where I've added like a darker sort of grey, I can lighten that out later with coloured pencil. I've got quite a few warm greys and cool greys that I can just add to it and try and flesh it out. But it's just about trying to do the details and balance it all out and just make it look how you want, really. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and ink the hand, ink some more details, come back and see what other grey tones I can add in the background. Maybe try and make the head stand out more now. Do some thin greys for the background. Yeah, so we'll just see, you know, where we're going with it. So here's like not the exact finished product really. I just went in and did some more shades with grey tones and things, and still trying to work it out, but for now I've got I have sketched as a break this. I've got to work out a commission for the Predator head. I'll just sketch this lightly. I'm not sure if it's going to be the final piece because I might do like the full A4 side, but yes, I just took a break out to do that. I'm going to do that for the rest of the night and probably come back to this and do a bit more of that other swamp one with the swampy type colours to it, and just do this one as well, and this commission, and just see how it goes. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers now.